I'm still in shape right now. I'm always in workout, training. Like I love workout.
He's touching 50 years old. I think, you know, he should leave it where it is, you know.
At 46, Manny Pacquiao has kicked off an intense training camp in Los Angeles under the guidance of coach Freddie Roach, gearing up for his much-anticipated July 19th return to the ring against WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Despite doubts about his physical readiness, Pacquiao remains resolute in his mission to reclaim his former glory inside the squared circle. Even after leaving the sport, Manny Pacquiao has remained committed to staying in top physical condition. His current training regime reflects a focused and driven athlete preparing for a serious comeback. He's participating in rigorous gym sessions, strength-building drills, and endurance-focused conditioning to sharpen both his reflexes and stamina. These workouts aren't just for fitness. They're meant to prove he still has what it takes to compete among boxing's elite.
Day one. Marvin. Good. Good.
While anticipation builds around his return, a sense of concern also lingers. Fans and analysts alike are questioning the prudence of returning to such a physically punishing sport at the age of 45. With years of inactivity and no professional bouts since his retirement, many fear this fight could be more damaging than legendary. Worries about potential injury and long-term health consequences are being raised, showing that not everyone is on board with this late-stage comeback.
Pacquiao aiming for a short return to the ring, age 46, Josh.
Yeah, I read something about that, man. It's that guy's my hero, you know. I named my dog after him and stuff like that, you know. So, but he's touching 50 years old. I think, you know, he should leave it where it is, you know. But, you know, obviously, if you get a chance to share a ring with Manny Pacquiao, nobody's going to say no, you know.
In recent interviews and footage, Pacquiao assures fans that his comeback isn't a reckless decision. He emphasizes that even after retiring from boxing, he has maintained an active lifestyle. Daily workouts, runs, and gym training have always been integral to his routine, not specifically for a fight, but because he genuinely enjoys staying fit. He claims he has never truly abandoned the athlete's mentality, and this mindset is what fuels his confidence as he prepares to step back into the ring.
I'm still in shape right now. I'm always in workout, training. Like I love workout and playing basketball like that. So I'm happy for it.
Do you still watch boxing now? Are you still into it? Do you enjoy watching boxing?
Yeah, because you know, boxing is my passion, so that's why I'm enjoying watching boxing.
Boxing veteran Ricky Hatton added his perspective, blending criticism with realism. He questioned how officials could permit someone of Pacquiao's age to compete at such a demanding level. Drawing parallels with Mike Tyson's late career comeback, Hatton suggested the sport is becoming too tolerant of large age differences and uneven matchups. While acknowledging the unpredictability of modern boxing, he cautioned that these bouts might tarnish reputations rather than enhance them.
He's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing. today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing's, you know, if you can let a 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, you know, Manny Pacquiao coming back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But if Manny is coming back, though, you know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul, Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on our previous successes, hasn't he? You know, to walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think he's been, did you say 5th, Joe? He's been already placed 5th in the world rankings.
5th in the, how can he be placed back in the top 10?
Comeback fighter.
Yeah, you know, when you've been retired years and, you know, currently on your previous, he was a hell of a fighter a few years back, but we don't know what he's going to be like today. So, you know, you'd like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, yeah, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself back in the day. You know, I'd had one or two. You know, I wasn't a master of defence like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes, you know. And
Recent clips from Los Angeles show Pacquiao speaking with a calm determination, ready to face any obstacle. He reflected on the responsibility of being a role model and the lessons learned from past losses. His demeanor was serious yet optimistic, and physically he appeared sharp and prepared. The training footage captures him striking pads swiftly, moving smoothly, and gearing up for his clash with Barrios with the intensity of a younger fighter, eager for redemption.
That's true. Right? Yeah. So, I'm going to tell you something I noticed this morning. Your record is 62 wins, 8 losses, but I'm going to be honest with you, half of your losses you didn't lose. You didn't lose to Bradley. You didn't lose to Jeff Horn. Your 2 draws are not really draws. You won those fights.
Yeah.
Why is that, man?
It's just happened. I cannot, I mean, we cannot complain anymore. It's a chance to experience and learn from it.
Any advice for young fighters who want to be where you are, who want to be the next fighter, who want to be a legend?
My advice to them is like, you know, stay humble. That's the most important thing. When God gives you a great responsibility, great power, then know your responsibility. Balance must be balanced. You cannot have a power without responsibility.
Despite the encouraging images, there remains a strong sense of caution within the boxing community. Critics fear that Pacquiao's body may not withstand the rigors of a full fight against a younger adversary. His prolonged absence from professional bouts only heightens these concerns. Although his dedication is clear, many who once admired him at his prime remain uneasy about the risks his age presents.
This is a bad idea. Out of nowhere, the WBC decides they want their welterweight champion, Mario Barrios, to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. About 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said, hells yeah, if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021, and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. There were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt badly.
Boxing analyst Ryan Campbell presented a more nuanced viewpoint. While recognizing the physical challenges that age imposes, he highlighted that legendary fighters have overcome such odds in the past, citing George Foreman's remarkable late career. Revival, Campbell suggested that the sport occasionally witnesses extraordinary comebacks. He believes that with proper training and tactics, Pacquiao could still deliver an unforgettable performance in this return fight.
Division world champion. He'll be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame next month. And then in July, BC is going to come out of retirement. Why now?
By the way, between those two dates, I believe he has an election coming up for a Senate position in the Philippines. So we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great. And this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion, Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pacman back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Yeah, Reggie's a big Manny Pacquiao fan. He loves him because he knows about Father Time, because Father Time is undefeated. We know cats have 9 lives.
Pacquiao's forthcoming match is more than just another contest. It holds deep symbolic value. The WBC welterweight title at stake was among the first belts to establish his stardom. Returning to compete for that very championship creates a poetic full-circle moment. This fight isn't solely about victory, it's about concluding his career in the same historic fashion in which it began, by making history and reminding the world of his legacy.
Boxing Doctor News told onto your gloves, boxing fans, the rumors are true. Manny Pacquiao is stepping back into the ring. At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pacman turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? You get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
Renowned boxing promoter Eddie Hearn shared his views with a blend of respect and doubt. He applauded Pacquiao's talent and iconic career, but didn't hesitate to highlight the realities of his age and lengthy break from the sport. While Hearn acknowledged that Pacquiao could still defeat many of today's fighters, he cautioned that expecting him to perform as he did in his youth might lead to disappointment. The excitement around the fight is therefore a mix of admiration and concern.
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's 2 questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually, Pacquiao is a step up. And people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots. But he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Trainer Greg Hackett expressed a more skeptical opinion. He stated clearly that if this fight had happened years ago, Barrios wouldn't have had a chance. However, time changes everything. Hackett believes that the current Pacquiao isn't the fierce competitor he once was. He characterized the bout as more of a commercial spectacle than a truly competitive battle, suggesting that money and hype might be driving the event more than actual boxing skill.
But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might try to beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like it's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so I mean, why not? If he could make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans are going to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is Manny Pacquiao has a diehard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boobs, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money and you want to do great things.
The official announcement of Pacquiao's comeback caught many off guard. After a respectable retirement in 2021, few anticipated the former champion signing up for another professional fight. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman later confirmed that Pacquiao had secured all the necessary clearances to compete for the welterweight title. This endorsement lent the event legitimacy, but also sparked debate over whether the comeback was a wise decision or simply a dramatic move.
BC President Mauricio Suleiman has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring. And he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins. 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09 Ricky Hatton all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Cloteley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, you know. I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I asked myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, who's the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. He wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Why does he come out of retirement and get a WBC title shot in his first fight?
Because it's something that WBC has respected. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired 4 years when he requested to fight Marvin Hagler and defeated Hagler. So we do have that provision in the rules. A legendary champion with the credentials such as Manny Pacquiao. He has been medically cleared, licensed by Nevada, so we have voted in favor to allow that fight to happen.
Mario Barrios and his team are approaching this fight with utmost seriousness. Far from underestimating his veteran opponent, Barrios is reportedly training as if facing Pacquiao in his prime. Comments from his coach reflect both deep respect and complete readiness. Known for his resilience and determination, Barrios is focused on securing a career-defining win. He acknowledges the risks but also embraces the chance to defeat a legend, preparing himself accordingly.
Mentioned a lot of people are asking what's going on. Are the rumors true? Is it possibly Spence? Is it Pacquiao? You know, who is Mario Barrios sharing the ring with next?
You know what? He's put himself in a great position through hard work. You know, he's a tremendous story. When he turned pro and what he's been able to accomplish, being a 2-time world champion. And I always told everybody, you know, he fights all comers. You know, when we fought Gervonta Davis, all my hats off to Gervonta Davis. But it was very difficult for us to make the weight. We were going to move up in weight. They presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Petirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.